What's up, guys? We're working on a 2009 Dodge Ram 1500 four-wheel drive with a 5.7 liter Hemi in it. Everything that I could find on replacing the oil pan said that we had to raise the motor, and I thought to myself that that's a lot of work considering it just needs an oil pan. So I'm going to show you a better, in my opinion, way to do all that. All right, so this is our 2009. I'd imagine it's the same up till like 2015 or something like that. Dodge Ram 1500 with a 5.7 liter Hemi. And if you take the whole front differential, all the front differential out of the truck, I mean, that's the front drive shaft, the CV axles, that cross member, the front differential itself, all of that, take that right out, and then you can drop the pan right on the ground. When you're doing this, the best way that I found to do it was to take this cross member that goes here, that's laying over there on the floor. Take that out. You gotta take, let's see if I can get it. There we go. Take these bolts out. That holds the front differential in on the passenger side. There's two bolts that go in there. One of them is not in there right now. But and then you have these two bolts, which on this particular truck, it fought me tooth and nail for the one that's further towards the back of the engine. So that's the transmission, the one that's closer to the tranny. This one fought me a lot. I had to heat it up, and I actually held a torch to it while a friend of mine continued to try and maneuver this bolt out. Also, ratcheting wrenches are your best friend when you're working on these. I prefer these ones. These are made by Tecton Tools. It's a 6-point. It's a flex head 6-point ratchet wrench. One's an open end, one's a ratchet wrench. You can buy these online. They are incredible for doing stuff like this. I guarantee you won't strip any bolts with these unless you use the wrong size for something. But these were a pain. But the absolute hardest part was probably between these three here, which also hold the front differential, and these two. These were the hardest parts to get the front differential out. Once you have the front differential out, you don't have to touch the motor mounts at all. All you have to do is just, if your oil pan's already junk like this one was, see on the bottom, there's a big rust hole in it right there. Yep. So, considering that was already junk, I took all the bolts. There's like 21 10mm bolts. You can get to them easy enough with just a deep socket and an extension for the part where the sump is here. You need like at least a 6-inch extension. I used a 6-inch extension on a 3/8 ratchet, and for some of them I also used a 3-inch extension with the 6-inch extension just to give myself a little bit of extra room. But when you get up to the ones up in here, up there, just a deep socket and a 3/8 drive ratchet, they'll come right out. And then once you get all those out, if your oil pan's already junk, I don't recommend you do this to an oil pan that's good. But if your oil pan is already junk, you just smash it with a mini sledge a couple times. It'll break right loose from the seal, and then you can replace it. I haven't gotten the oil pan gasket. The oil pan gasket is this whole piece from this seal all along the edge here and this. That's all one piece. That's the gasket. So I haven't gotten that part out yet, but I'm sure, you know, that's not the worst thing in the world to do. You just take this bolt out here, get the sump off. You have this bolt, which looks like it's a 13, but I could be wrong. And then you have, let me move this light. You have that bolt. See it? That's where it goes into the engine. So you got to take those two bolts off, get the sump out of the way, pull the dipstick out. This is the dipstick here. Pull that up out of there. And then you should be able to, I guess, use this either the same method or get a pry bar on there and pull on it. Do whatever you got to do to get that off. Once you have that off, you're going to want to clean the area above this seal. You want to clean that all up as good as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it pretty clean. I usually use either a razor blade or one of those carbide scrapers. Those work really good. You can get those at Advanced Auto Parts usually. Yeah, just make sure the surface is as clean and as level as you can. You don't want any big nicks in it. You don't want any chunks of rust in there. You want to make sure that there's no dirt, grime, you name it. You want, you know, as clean as you can get it without it being, you know, a forever project to clean it. You don't want to take 3 days cleaning it. You just want it to be good so it'll seal. And then, once you get the new gasket in there and it's all cleaned up, you throw everything back together. You do not, the whole reason for this video is you absolutely do not need to take these motor mounts out. See this? This is the motor mount, this whole piece. And then it bolts to the block up in there. See those? There's 4 of those bolts right up in there. You do not have to take those out. I don't care what anyone tells you. This is way better. Way nicer of a way to doing it. And so that's my project. Hopefully this video helps you. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.